Okay, hi YouTube, Mr. Who's the Boss here. Now this is going to be a pretty quick video just to show you how to get your phone looking like the Galaxy S5. So whether or not it looks like it from the outside, like, coincidentally my Note 2 does, there's a lot of things you can actually do within Android to make the actual software look just like it does on the S5. So, the first thing you need to do is go onto the Play Store. The first thing I recommend you install is ADW Launcher. Now this is a very customizable launcher, and it actually allows you to install all sorts of themes, extra widgets and other accessories which can boost the look of your phone. Not only this, but it's quite a customizable launcher which has plenty of settings to fiddle with. So if we actually go into ADW Launcher, and we can now set that as the default launcher. So there is a sort of a setup which you can sort of go through just to sort of get to grips with what ADW has to offer, and straight away we're in. So as you can see, all we've got at the minute is just a fairly nice snappy launcher with a clean look. Right, step 2, we need to install the Galaxy S5 theme. So onto the Play Store, and let's go to the S5 theme. If you're interested in my current keyboard, obviously you can download that as part of the Go keyboard. It's actually one of the themes. Sorry, it's the wrong one. The one you actually need to download is called S5 theme here. So, I mean, if I just uninstall this and reinstall it, just to show you. This is the one you actually want, and this is by Android Robo Apps. So as soon as this is done, as you can see, let's just go down. S5 theme successfully installed. So what you do then is you go into your ADW settings, and you go to themes, and here we go. So we need to apply the S5 theme. So since it says operation completed successfully, we can go back to the home, and here we go. Step 3, Go Locker. So onto the Google Play Store once again, and we will search for Go Locker. Here we go. Now this is made by Go Launcher EX, the company that makes the famous Go Launcher which is known also to be quite an accessible and customizable experience, so you can check that out. So here we go, Go Locker. If we just get rid of that. Now, what we actually want to do is open up Go Locker. So we find this in our app drawer. There we go. And with this, you can actually customize your home screen as well as your actual lock screen. So I'm just setting it up in the default settings, and we flick across to installed, and we just click on the default. So as soon as the default's clicked, that means that when we actually lock our phone and we unlock it, we're greeted with this delightful lock screen. As you can see, very playful, and it looks a lot like the minimalist look of the S5. To unlock, you simply drag up. But there's a problem with this. We actually need to change the lock screen wallpaper. So if we go back into Go Locker, we just get off this, and now we click on settings, we can actually show our launcher background, as you can see. So by doing this now, when we lock our screen and unlock it, we're actually getting this very nice clean look, and it's all very seamless because it's the same background that my phone has. Right, the next thing, which is kind of optional and doesn't really contribute to the S5 look, but which I think is quite cool, is something called Rounder. Now Rounder actually allows you to round the edges of your device. So if I can just find this on the Play Store. So if you install this, now what's interesting about this one is actually no root is required. So normally on apps which can actually alter the way your phone looks in a drastic way like this should require root, but this one doesn't for some reason. So if we enable Rounder, we can actually As you can see, my corners here now is looking slightly rounded. You can adjust the corner radius to as much as you want. I mean, for most people that's a bit too much, but I think just a slight rounding of the edges can actually give quite a nice effect. As you can see, just that slight rounded look, it makes it look quite clean. So this is an optional extra, not really necessary. Right, so the next thing to do, which is also kind of optional, but it will help to enhance the sort of look and feel of your phone, is to install the status bar magic. Now, as you can see, I've currently got it here. And what it actually does is it detects what angle your phone is at to the ground using magnets, and then when your phone tilts a certain angle, it will actually bring your status bar down. So let's have a look at this in action. So as you can see now, I've just picked up the phone. The number is slightly changing. You bring it forward, it goes positive, backwards it goes negative. And now if we suddenly flick the phone down to, how about 50 degrees, you see that brings up my app drawer. Now if you really like this idea, then you can actually pay for the Pro version. I think it's something like 90p. And that allows you to actually flick your phone back up, your status bar back up, just by moving your phone back, which I think is a pretty cool feature. Might be worth actually buying it just for that. But the free version just allows you to bring it down, which is still cool enough. So yeah, that's Status Bar Magic, and that's also on the Play Store. To really finish off this S5 look, I think we need some widgets. And the best app to really give this S5 look, from what I've found, is the app HD Widgets. So I currently have this installed. You can download it off the App Store. And so what we do is we add it, and you can actually choose what size widget you want. So I think for now I'm going to go by 4x3, and we can obviously adjust this afterwards. And what you actually get then is a menu where you can configure exactly how you want this to look. So there's several sort of preset settings, all of which look pretty nice, quite flashy, and you can adjust all sorts of things like text size, background color, the tint, or you can just click randomize here and it'll come up with a totally random look, which is quite refreshing. But I think for now we'll go with this. It's not quite the S5 look, but it still fits very, very nicely. So, widget added successfully. And now as you can see, I mean, we're just starting to look quite a lot like the Galaxy S5. Now from here you can take it even further by sort of using the ADW settings to customize the way your app drawer looks. You can make your icons just a bit bigger. I mean, they do look quite small considering my device is the Note 2, which has got a 5.5 inch screen, so it is stretching it out quite a bit, so it might look better on your device, but again, you can adjust all this in the ADW settings. And you do this to all your home screens, and we've got a very Galaxy S5-esque device. On top of that, if you're running TouchWiz, you can use the S-Voice, which is already built in as another S5-ish feature. And on top of that, you can actually go onto the market and actually download voice assistants just by searching. For example, if we just type in voice assistant, sorry, my typing's terrible. There we go. And then you comes up with all sorts of sort of Siri alternatives and that kind of thing, which are a cool thing to have. Generally speaking though, I mean, for me anyway, I'm quicker navigating the phone without them, but still a useful and pretty cool feature that you can have. The final thing that we need to add to this theme is a keyboard. Now we don't need a keyboard that was specifically made for Galaxy S5. I mean, to be honest, we can get away with any black or grey sort of keyboard with a fairly minimalistic look. The one I've chosen to go for is the Go keyboard on default settings. So as you can see, Go keyboard is free, and you can just install this keyboard and it looks pretty nice. If this look doesn't really suit you, or you just don't like it, then I mean there's something like 1,000 themes you can download, and all you need to do is just type in Go keyboard theme on Google Play and you'll find tons. I'm sure there'll probably be some made specifically for the S5, or for people just trying to replicate the look of the S5. But I mean, personally I find this one fine. So that's our S5. So if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and share it.